Foundation doing my week 13 picks. Um, I was 12-4 last week, did really well. Two shockers. I thought Philadelphia being undefeated at home, I thought they was going to win that game. And especially the Seattle game, I did not see that coming. But, Thanksgiving was a good game. And then also this week, I started off 1-0. 1-0 also. Chee-hoo! But let's go. So Kansas City Chiefs at the Atlanta Falcons. I get Atlanta Falcons. This is a game that is gonna be touchdowns versus field goals, and the Chiefs, they had literally sudden death seconds to pull out their game, and Atlanta being at home. I think it's a second game for the Chiefs on the road. Atlanta being at home, I think they're gonna score touchdowns to keep the Chiefs at bay. And that's what's going to come to who's going to score touchdowns, who's going to score field goals, and I think Atlanta going to score enough touchdowns to win this game. Next is the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. I kind of like look at this game because it's going to be kind of old school, very physical game. Baltimore needs this win to really keep the Steelers at bay. My brother's really happy. The Dolphins have won 6 straight. So I can see them. It's gonna be a good game, but I think it's gonna come down to a late field goal, and I think the Baltimore Ravens, being at home, they're gonna win this game. So next is the San Francisco 49ers versus Chicago Bears. It's a valuation game. It's a pride game. It's an incentive game, but I'm going to go with an upset here. I'm going to go with the 49ers, I don't know who's going to play quarterback, and all that. But I think, I can see having a key turnover and helping, doing just enough, Carlos Hyde running the ball the way he does, and just getting enough to pull out this game, So, that's a decent game to have. Philadelphia Eagles and Cincinnati Bengals. Come on. Philadelphia going to win this game. But you know what? Cincinnati, come on. Do it for Marvin Lewis. Let him keep his job. Come on, do it for him. Win it for big Marvin Lewis. Come on. But Eagles, when my Cowboys faced the Eagles, that was one of our better pass rushing games. And Eagles have a much better pass rush than us. So they can, I think, without AJ Green being there, I think Andy Dalton, might be forced, to make a mistake and then, give a very favorable field advantage for Wentz to just get enough to score, even though, the Eagles' special teams for the last few years has been one of the best, and I think they can get a good one out of that, and pull out this win. But come on, Cincinnati, do it for Marvin Lewis. Come on. Next is the Houston Texans and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers, they're gonna win this game. They have a chance to win the division, and they need this win to stay in the mathematical matchups, and they're gonna need some help. But if they can get this win, plus today at home, Aaron Rodgers looked like he's been getting his groove back, and Green Bay in the late years. Later in the year, it's very hard to play there. Houston Texans is a little bit too up and down, so there you go. Next is the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars could be a season spoiler, but the coach is on a hot seat. Denver's defense is just, they're just one of the best defenses out there, and could help this kind of game that could give Simeon a little bit more confidence again. But yeah, and again, I picked 3 teams to come out of this division for playoffs, and they need to win. Denver needs to win this game to stay in that hunt, for the wild card or division. This is way close. Next is the Los Angeles Rams and New England Patriots. New England Patriots, I'm gonna roll with them. they lost Gronkowski, but they have that next man up, and they always seem to survive. And Tom Brady is not a future Hall of Fame for nothing. He always he makes other players better. He finds ways, and stuff like that. The Rams do have a shot if they can get, which they have one of the better front fours. If they can get pressure on him, and have Gurley control the game, keep the ball out of Brady's hands, they have a shot. But Rams have one of the worst offensive scoring teams in the league. So, Goff is showing flashes, but I think it's going to be a little bit too much for him being at New England. You don't pick New England against New England at New England. Next is the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints. It's going to be maybe more of a shootout kind of game. New Orleans being at home, they always play tough there. I think they can get enough going, enough touchdowns. I think it's probably maybe who's first to 27, maybe. And also, but Detroit Lions, I mean, they've been finding ways to win, but I think it's going to be a little bit too much for the Lions to overcome with the Saints being at home, But I picked the Lions to be last, and they're number one, in their division, and because no Megatron and all that, and Matthew Stafford, which he deserves to be mentioned in the MVP talk. He's been doing very well. So next is the Buffalo Bills and Oakland Raiders. Oakland Raiders can make a case for a home field advantage or a bye by winning this game. They can physically you with running with that offensive line and their running game. They protect well and they can air it out. Crabtree having a monster year. Khalil Mack is starting to get his groove back, which is perfect timing for them. It's going to make them more dangerous for them. And also, Bills, I don't think they can keep them out enough and score enough to overset that. Unless they get some turnovers, but I don't see that happening. So, got the Raiders winning. Next is the Washington Redskins and the Arizona Cardinals. Do it for Fitzgerald. Come on, Arizona Cardinals. Do it for Fitzgerald. But Washington Redskins going to win this game. Their offensive firepower is very strong, and their defense, they can rush the passer, and I think, with Carson Palmer being so rattled lately, I can see him just turning over the ball, to the Redskins and giving that offense, more shots than anything. But come on, do it for Fitzgerald. Johnson, run the ball. But anyway, Washington gonna win this game. But anyway, the next is the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna go with the home team here. So before Giants fans all jump on me about this, or you just it's a little bit hard in there, But at the same time too, if this was playing at the Giants stadium, I would have picked the Giants. But Pittsburgh being at home, very tough place to play. I think that it's gonna literally become who can score. I mean, because can the Pittsburgh Steelers score touchdowns? And that's how they're gonna win this game. They need to score touchdowns. They cannot score field goals because the Giants defense is that good enough, and you don't want to give Eli that kind of opportunity. Eli, I mean, Beckham has been balling out lately. Eli is still doing just enough. They need to have Pittsburgh need a turnover to get that going, and all that, and then in their defense, with Landon Collins and JPP and Snacks and what is that guy's name, Vernon. They do a great job of keeping you out of the end zone. So it's gonna literally become who can score touchdowns, and if Pittsburgh can score just enough touchdowns, they can win this game. So there you go. Come on, Pittsburgh. Come on, you guys. The steel curtain. Terrible towels. Go, you guys. I love that we beat you though, Hey, my cousin. Oh, sorry, my cousin. Sorry. Anyway, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the San Diego Chargers. Got the San Diego Chargers. Tampa Bay got a huge win for them, but they got to travel all the way to across country, and San Diego they just get up for these weird kind of games, and they always find a way to win. And Buccaneers, Buccaneers have been playing better and better, but I don't think they can win this game though. A little bit too much. Carolina Panthers and the Seattle Seahawks. This has become a decent rivalry between the two teams, because they've been they've been facing each other in the playoff as well too. But I guess Seattle must be pissed off that they lost at home. They lost to the Buccaneers, and I think that being said, I think they wanted this, jump on the Carolina Panthers to show that they're still one of the league's elite, and Carolina Panthers, they have a shot, but they're a little bit up and down as far as offensively. They don't score as much as before. This might not be a high scoring game, but I can see the Legion of Boom and the defense getting enough for them. Finally, the Indianapolis Colts and the New York Jets. I got the Jets debuting at home. I didn't realize that Andrew Luck was in the protocol, but New York Jets, they just, I think their defensively, I think they're gonna force Andrew Luck into a bad situation, and as long as Fitzpatrick protects the ball, then you can probably win the game. Get the ball to what is his name, Forte's hands and Marshall's hands, and let them make the plays, and Fitzgerald just don't screw it up, kind of thing. So yeah, that's my video. Mahalo for watching. Paniola boys, go Cowboys.